Hey everybody, I am so glad to be with Brittany today. I'm Brian, a board member of Coal Creek, and Brittany is a student, has been a student at Coal Creek and recently finished up some key mile markers and has a bright future that she's looking forward to. So Brittany, I'd like to hear a little bit about your story to start off. How did you end up at Coal Creek, and what has been your experience leading up to that?
I found Coal Creek and got connected with Coal Creek doing a simple Google search. Um, I was going through a pretty nasty separation from my ex-husband and was just trying to focus myself on setting goals and looking forward to future opportunities as opposed to suffering and dying through what I was going through with the separation and everything. So I was setting goals and getting my GED or the high school equivalency test accomplished was at the very top of my priority list. And so I just started doing research and I came across Coal Creek on, I can't remember what the website was called, but I purchased the tickets for the class through there, and it
Yeah.
was free to me because I was a high school or a Colorado resident,
Yeah. What was
of course.
your educational experience prior to that that led up to you saying, "Hey, I'm assuming prior to you hadn't graduated from high school yet, and you had
Nope.
been thinking about this for some time, I'm assuming. What did that look like for you leading up?"
So I dropped out of high school because I ran away 15, um, and got just a retail job to survive.
Yeah.
And then I met my ex-husband when I was 23, and we started a family very young. And I was a stay-at-home mom for 14 years.
Oh, wow.
Um, and there was many times that I wanted to pursue getting my GED and going back to school. I wanted to work in social work, and um, I had a really hard life, and I wanted to take those experiences and help people. So I
Yeah.
wanted to get into social work and counseling and therapy and stuff like that, but it just wasn't something that my ex-husband would allow. He used to
Hmm.
tell me that me wanting to go back to school was selfish and taking from the family.
Oh,
So
wow.
it was, yeah, it was just something that was never allowed. So when I finally filed for divorce, I was like, I'm going to go do this. I deserve this.
Yeah.
And I'm going to
Yeah,
go get
yeah.
this and I'm going to do it. And then I'm going to go to college and I'm just going to keep going. I'm not going to let anyone or anything tell me no to my education again. So it's kind of where
Wow.
it came from and why I'm here and why I've worked so incredibly hard and busted my ass to get here.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's, I love that. That's wow. I mean, I don't love the situation you found yourself in, but I love your mentality and the situation that led up to you making that choice for yourself. So this sounds like a very kind of trapped situation where there's certain dreams and aspirations and goals you had. Of course, you're a mom, that's a beautiful
Mm-hmm,
thing, but you had other dreams and
mm-hmm.
aspirations and goals that in a very real sense you were just prohibited from pursuing.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Very much.
So after you filed for divorce, you knew what you wanted to get after. You were no longer going to let individuals tell you no, that you couldn't
Mm-hmm,
pursue education. Tell if you can go into a little bit about what that, because you talked about how difficult it was to make that decision and go into that and to work for where you are today.
mm-hmm,
Just reflect to individuals who might be listening or might be in a similar position as to what
mm-hmm,
that's like and how to prep for that. I think when people who have graduated from high school in the traditional way, um,
mm-hmm.
because I'm also a GED grad, they don't realize how difficult entering back into like all the math that you forgot, for example, or
Yep.
all of the revisiting those high school topics, and working to pass that exam is not simple. So talk a little bit about that experience and what that was like.
Um, So for me, going into it and entering back into that realm and sitting down with the high set exam prep book and looking at all of this vast information and studies that I have not participated in for years was
Mm-hmm.
pretty overwhelming. But I was determined far beyond the intimidation of how am I going to do this? It wasn't, I was so determined to do this for me and for my children that
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I jumped right in, like head first, right in. I started immediately taking the practice tests and seeing where I was strongest, and then
Mm-hmm.
just tackled it that way. Like brushed up on reading and writing and social studies because those were my three strongest, and then took the rest of the time to just focus on math. Math is pretty, if you don't use it, you lose it. It's
Yeah.
very true.
Right. Right.
And so I was so determined, and I wasn't going to let even my fear of failure stop me. I
Yeah.
refused
I
to
love it.
surrender.
I love that what you talked about, how discovering like why you're doing this. First of all, you're doing it for you and the visions and dreams and goals you have and the commitment to yourself you have to continue this educational path you've been prohibited from taking. But your children are also now an inspiration to you as well, as you want to do
Yeah.
this for them too. And when what encouragement would you give for somebody who they have an itch, they have a reason to want to take this path, to do this exam and to continue their education, um, but they know it's going to be tough, and life is
Mhm.
crazy, and life just feels like it gets crazier. And when in the world am I going to find the time to do
Yep.
this? And maybe they feel like the opportunity has passed them by. I'm way too deep into my adulthood to bother. You know, maybe I'm not satisfied with my life, but it's fine. I can maybe just keep going like this. What encouragement would you give to somebody who's in that position, that they're really thinking seriously about it, but they've got this trepidation around it too?
I would encourage them to, when I finally got my GED and my diploma and my transcripts in hand, it was one of the most powerful moments of accomplishment I've ever felt.
Wow.
And to sit there and have that in hand after fighting so hard to get through and get to that moment, if they could just stop for one moment in their hesitancy and in their trepidations and in their fear and in their how can I and what is it and how, like, is this even possible? Imagine for one moment how proud you'll be when you get there,
Yeah, that's
and
beautiful.
how powerful that moment is to see your transcripts and to see have your diploma in hand. Don't let anything stop you. Don't, and the only thing that can stop you is yourself. Get
Mm.
past yourself in it.
Mm-hmm.
Step
Mm-hmm.
past yourself and find whatever it is that's going to get you there, and don't let yourself stop you, because you will be the only thing that will stop you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I love it. That's so good. Thank you. I want to talk a little bit about that prep work,
Mm-hmm.
that you put in, and of course you worked with Coal Creek. You took some practice tests before you even started, before you even got into some of the studies. But how was getting involved in a program like Coal Creek? You mentioned even before our conversation today, you really appreciated your instructor. What was that
Mm-hmm.
experience like, and how might that help somebody else?
I think that having the instructor like Randy, he is by far one of the most incredible people I've ever met in my life. He's so inspirational and so encouraging and just so laxed about it. Like it's not even rehearsed. He just looks at you as an individual and is like, "You've got this.
Yeah.
You're gonna do better than you think you're gonna do. I
Mm.
promise. Just schedule the test and go take it." You know,
Yeah.
like just so having the instructor and actually showing up to class would probably be the most beneficial thing.
Yeah.
Getting the
Yeah.
book and trying to work through it on your own, I think would be, I'm sure someone could do that, but I preferred having the instructor to give
Hmm.
me feedback and to help me, because
Mm.
you're relearning things like algebraic expression. What
Yeah.
the, oh my God, how are you, like,
Right.
I didn't even realize that it was a language. And I learned that with Randy,
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
passed the math test with flying colors. And I
Nice.
never thought that that would be possible, but
Hmm.
Randy was right there with me every single Tuesday and every single Thursday. And he even tutored me on Monday mornings outside of class because I wanted it, because I asked for it.
Yeah.
And, everything you guys do is free.
Yeah.
It's your
Yeah.
time, and you guys believe in it. That's why you invest your time. And time is money, time is love, time is a lot of
Mm.
different things outside of just a, an arm on a clock.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a lot of commitment and it's a lot of investment. And what Cold Creek has done for my life is something I can never pay back.
Mm.
Like there's not a value.
Yeah.
I couldn't
Yeah.
put a price tag on what Cold Creek has done for me.
Yeah. I love it. Thank you so much for that. What are your current aspirations for next steps? So two questions there. I know you have some further educational aspirations that you referenced just a bit, and I want you to unpack that a little bit more. And then beyond that, what are some career goals that you have post education?
So my career, I've chosen an associate's degree of applied science and cybersecurity.
Hmm.
Um, Emotionally and mentally, I'm kind of the type of person where I can identify vulnerabilities within my social network at this point
Hmm.
after healing and therapy and all that kind of stuff. So, but I chose that because I think that I could also identify vulnerabilities in like an operating system or a network device or
Yeah.
something like that
Yeah.
because I've grown up on computers, but because of the way my brain works after what I've been through in life.
Yeah.
And my counselor, she was pretty inspired by my career choice. And she said that most oftentimes survivors of narcissistic abuse will choose a career pathway
Yeah.
that allows them to cultivate a certain degree of protection and service to their community.
Yeah. Yeah. I
And
love
I
that.
was like, wow, I didn't even like, I wasn't even like
Yeah,
thinking that
she
when I chose.
connected the dots on that. Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. So, I can't wait to get into college. I
Yeah.
cannot wait to learn. My brain functions on a level where it's constantly trying to figure out the algorithm and the why and the path.
Hmm. Hmm.
And when something doesn't add up or something seems off tone, my brain wants to know why or how,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think I'm going to thrive in this industry and I cannot wait to
Very
get started.
nice. So you're already enrolled, right, in
Yep.
college,
I start
and
August 21st.
August that is right around the corner. Very
Yep.
nice. Oh, cool. I love your energy, and I'm really excited for you in that regard. So cool. And yeah, yeah, it does seem like a great career choice for you as well.
Mhm.
So Brittany, that is inspiring. I really, really appreciated hearing your story. I'm looking forward to seeing how it continues to unfold as you head
Mhm.
into college, and so whatever career is next for that. Um, and thank you for sharing. Thank you for also being vulnerable and sharing some of the background there as well. You certainly didn't need to, but it's inspiring to hear, and would encourage a lot of other people. I'm sure they're in very similar situations, especially in their educational journey.
Yeah.
Um, so Thank you for your time today. Then this is going to be a part of our newsletter, and looking forward to sharing it with all the people that support Coal Creek and former students of Coal Creek as well. And just really appreciate you sharing. And we're rooting for you as you head into
Thank you.
college. And I know you're just going to eat it up and do
Yep.
spectacularly there. So thank you so much for your time today, Brittany.
Of course. Thank you.